Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta for TnyToe's Rat Rescue. In our last episode, we had just left Exdeath's castle after picking up some blue magic. Most importantly, the White Wind spell. We're going to get a lot of use out of that White Wind spell coming up. But we took a quick detour out to go to Quelb to stock up on potions and high potions. We're going to need them for Exdeath's castle. There's a lot of mean monsters in there and some floor hazards that'll really drain our hit points. So that's why we're going to get a lot of good use out of that White Wind, that blue magic spell. We're also going to be picking up another blue magic spell on our way up there from this magic dragon enemy. Not Puff the magic dragon, just a magic dragon that casts spells. So we're going to land our dragon outside here, head into the castle, and the illusion is still broken, so it's going to be in its yucky form. So luckily these first few floors ain't too difficult, or they're really short, so we won't have no trouble blasting through them. However, we don't want to go too fast, because sometime between the third and the fourth floor, we want to come in contact with one of those magic dragons. They only appear on floors 2 through 4. That was a tongue twister. So we want to make sure that we get it. And here it is, right here. The Magic Dragon. So, this guy can use the level 2 old spell, which basically casts the old spell on any enemy that has a level divisible by 2. So, it would work obviously on this level, this dragon, if we got it. So, now the good thing with this guy is we don't have to confuse him to have him use that, but it's going to take a while for him to use it, so I'm going to heal him up when I need to. I'm going to mini Faris there so she don't do a lot of damage to potentially defeat the magic dragon, and I'm just fast forwarding here because it took a while for him to actually use this spell. So he used the Off Guard, which is another blue magic spell, and Arrow 3. He's using all the blue magic spells that we already have. So, okay, but he's about to use it because I stopped fast forwarding it. And there we go, level 2 old. And we have Lenna and Krill. Lenna has the learning ability equipped, so we're going to learn that spell. So there is a problem though, and I'll point it out there with the level 2 old spell though. It's a good spell to use, but on some enemies, it's not necessarily really good to use, including one that we're going to fight, another dragon that we're going to fight a little bit later on. So I learned the hard way. Don't cast level 2 old on blue dragons. So it kind of goes in with that, the glitch, the Underflow Glitch. So, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But right now we want to head up to the north there. There's a little switch there. We want to hit that switch. It opens up the wall. We can get this treasure chest over here. It has an ice shield on those elemental shields, so it has a little bit better defense and evade than the Aegis shield, but and it absorbs ice, but it doesn't have that 1/3 chance to block. So Thief is coming in handy here. We can see all these hidden passages. So here's another new enemy, the Dark Wizard. So guys in the front there can steal poison rods off them, judgment staffs. Poison rods are pretty good. You can break them to cast the bio spell, non-elemental. So there we use the level 2 older, make those wizards a little bit easier. So, but yeah, I guess we can talk about that Underflow Glitch. I mentioned a little bit a long time ago with Faris. One of the things you can do is get this helmet that reduces your magic stat. And Faris, as a Berserker, has a low magic stat. And it'll put it like below 0, so then it underflows back to like 255, which is like the max amount you can have for a stat. Well, that can also happen with enemies too. So when the level 2 old can potentially pull an enemy's stats below 0, and then they get like really powerful. And that's a problem with this one dragon, this blue dragon that we'll meet later on. And yeah, if you use the level 2 old spell on them, their like spells get so much stronger. And yeah, not fun. So you know what else isn't fun? This castle is really long. But luckily the game gives a few save points throughout the castle, so we don't have to make it all the way through in one go. So this is actually going to be kind of a short video because we're going to reach a save point and we're going to fight some dangerous monsters, including that blue dragon that I just mentioned. And then we'll make a quick save, so that's why this video is a little bit shorter, but doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard. So, because like I said, there's a lot of tough enemies, including this guy here, the adamantite golem. Yeah, he has a move called Tackle, which can take off a lot of damage if it hits you. So, yeah, look at that, 288, and Lenna's in the back row, so it's basically like double her defense. So he can take up to 600 damage off characters in the front row. So luckily he, you know, we can hit him pretty hard with that arrow 3 spell, especially when it's boosted by the air knife that TnyToe has equipped. So that's why I picked up another one, so when we fight some bosses in here, we can have 2 characters with the air knife equipped using the blue magic. We got another one of those Hayate bows, the ones that we stole a long time ago off of the Poison Eagles back in Drakenvale. 25% chance to cast, to do X-Fight. So this is a kind of a difficult little room here. You gotta have good, reflexes, I guess. But you step on this little skull pattern, skull tile on the floor, and the bridge starts moving around. And if you hit the A button to stop the bridge, if you stop it and it opens up into a wall, an imp type enemy will come out. Now it can be either an imp, which we met in the Moor Forest. It could be one of those jackanapes that were in Walsh, the basement of Walsh Castle, or it could be a new type of imp monster. So we'll see the new type of imp monster. So there's a save point, where I'll be saving that later. Let's step here. Let's see if we want to get these treasure chests. Oops, and we got another random encounter here. So another imp. So like I said, it can be one of those 3: the imp, the jackanapes, and it's like the Otheosaur or something like that. We'll see the name coming up. Let's see if we can get this here. Woohoo, we got it. I want to get these treasures. Not that we can use any of these treasures, but we're going for that 100% treasure completion. So, woohoo! Ice Brand is an ice sword for a knight. Ooh. And of course, when I have a better chance to miss, to not get a wall, to basically miss one of those walls, I run into this. So here it is, the Ocearare? I don't know how to say that, but it's a little tougher of an imp monster. So he'll be a random encounter later on in future dungeons, but might as well pick him up here. So let's see if we can get this right. There we go, right in the middle. Woohoo! We're gonna make our save here because the next floor is really, really difficult. So it's gonna have a lot of really tough monsters on it. So I'm just gonna head up into that floor, get the treasure on it, and then farm those monsters to show them off. So yeah, I actually got a game over fighting some of these monsters up here. So that's why it's important to, you know, like I said, make this save here, and that's why I'm not going too much further, because even beyond this floor, there's some even tougher things. What makes some of the floors above this one so much harder is there's a lot of those damage floors. That lava you step in takes off, I think, 50 hit points every time you step in it. So yeah, it can really drain your hit points really, really quick. So this is kind of like the floor of dragons. You have a whole bunch of different dragons in here. So here we have these yellow dragons. We could have ran into them in the barrier tower. Those chests that we opened up, they have a random chance to either be a red dragon or a yellow dragon. We ran into red dragons all the time, but now we can run into the yellow dragons if we miss them. So there actually are red dragons here on this floor as well. So if you're like trying to fill out your bestiary, some of the future ones, like the Game Boy Advance re-release of this game, has a bestiary option. If you're looking to fill that up, you're gonna have to run into all those dragons. So if you miss either the red or the yellow dragon, because they didn't appear in those chests in the barrier tower, you can encounter them here. So yeah, this is like the floor of dragons. Dragons are really, really tough, and they kind of use an element based on their color. So yellow uses lightning, so you see he's using that lightning spell on us. The red dragon uses that atomic laser, which does fire damage. And the blue dragon that we haven't met yet, but we will meet later on here, uses an ice breath. So, very, very deadly, because they're all hit all attack spells, and they can wipe you out, so. Got an elixir there, that's a good find. And now we're just going to run around here, and I want to try to farm that blue dragon. So, it actually took a while to do it, so cut out a few encounters. So, whoop. We're gonna run into it, and here we go. And the blue dragon, they unfortunately always seem to come with red dragons, so it makes the battle even a little bit tougher. So this is where that white wind is going to come in handy, because it'll allow us to heal everybody up, including Faris, who has the bone mail. So there's that atomic ray, does a lot of bad fire damage. It's going to do a lot of damage to Faris because she has that bone mail, and that makes her undead. And undead are weak against fire, so yeah, he's flying. So that unfortunately that guy hammer ain't going to hurt him. But our main goal is to try to take out one of them. Once we take out one of them, then the other one's going to be, you know, easier to deal with, because you don't have to worry about dealing with two multi-hit attacks. Yeah, if the red dragon decides to use that atomic ray, and then the blue dragon uses ice breath, yeah, one right after another, you're probably going to get wiped out. So we're just going to concentrate all our firepower on that Superstar Destroyer. Now that's a Return of the Jedi. We'll concentrate all our firepower on the flying blue dragon. There's the ice spell there. Ouch, look at us. And of course it hit right before Krill used her, whatchamacallit, her white wind, so only did 21 health, because remember, white wind only heals the amount of hit points that you have. So luckily TnyToe has a decent amount of hit points. He'll be able to get pretty much everybody back kind of in a decent row, into decent health, I mean. Let's get Krill back up. Use another, use arrow to, that should be able to take out the blue dragon. Woohoo! Now Krill just has to survive a turn until we can heal her up with a potion. Just barely. Woohoo! And that 500 will keep her alive until we can cast the white wind, so. It'd be nice if we would have got another one of those, X-fights there, but of course when we want the X-fight to happen, it ain't gonna happen. So, yeah, whenever you want the odds to be in your favor, they're not gonna happen. But, good thing about this floor, it's pretty tough, but it's right next to the save point, so if you do have a wipeout, you're not gonna lose a lot of things. And White Wind is kind of expensive. It's not so expensive for TnyToe because he has that gold hairpin on that cuts magic use in half. But for everybody else, it could be, so you can always run down here and heal up. We're going to have to start using some cottages, because tents only basically heal like 100 MP, so it's not going to be enough to heal all our MP, but so cottages are going to come in handy. But, well, Lenna mastered the Ranger, the first person to master that job, so we're going to have to switch our jobs around. So Lenna, I guess, will become our Berserker, so that means TnyToe's going to have to change his job class. Or Faris will, because can't have two Berserkers. We gotta have another Hunter now, so let's change everybody up here. I'm just showing off all the changes that I'm making, so you'll be ready for the next episode. So it's good to have the blue magic there. Take off a bunch of these things though, because we want them to be on our Berserker. Yeah, the defense for Faris ain't as bad, because remember, your archer can go in the back row without any penalties, because bows are a long-range weapon. So we want to have all that really good equipment on the high defense equipment on our Berserker, who has to be in the front row. Now, there will be eventually later on some hammers and axes that you can use from the back row without penalty, but until then, our Berserker is mainly going to be sitting in the front row, dealing massive damage with its hammer and hopefully sucking up a lot of damage with its good armor. But that's it for this episode, so take care. I'll see you in the next episode where we head further up into Exdeath's castle. Bye!